Germany has long been Europe's economic powerhouse, a beacon of stability and growth in the region. It's like the reliable minivan of the European Union, practical, efficient, and always there for you, navigating through the ups and downs with ease. But lately the German engine has been sputtering, showing signs of wear and tear that are hard to ignore. The country is facing an economic slowdown, its GDP has shrunk, and the once bustling markets are now eerily quiet. Some experts blame the energy crisis, pointing to the rising costs and the shift towards renewable energy sources. Others point to supply chain issues, with goods stuck at ports and empty shelves becoming a common sight. Whatever the cause, Germany's economic woes are making people nervous, from stock traders to everyday citizens. This slowdown has opened the door for other countries to step up and fill the void left by Germany's faltering economy. After being elected in 2022, Meloni and her party, Brothers of Italy, announced a nationalist Made in Italy economic course and did not clearly distance themselves from Russia. Soon after her election, the German weekly Stern described her as the most dangerous woman in Europe. But could Italy be the unlikely candidate to take Germany's crown? It's a question on many minds. It might sound crazy, but Italy's economy is experiencing a surprising period of growth with new developments and bustling markets. In this episode, we'll unpack this economic puzzle, diving deep into the numbers and trends. We'll also examine if Italy can really outpace Germany and what factors are driving this unexpected growth. Recently, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni met Chinese President Xi Jinping as she seeks to relaunch ties with China. This is a drastic shift after Italy withdrew from BRI, also known as Belt and Road Initiative, which was a $1 trillion global infrastructure scheme. It is said that Italy stepped away from such a massive project, mainly due to the dismay of Italy's Western allies, including Europe and the US, and we'll explore what all this means for the future of Europe as the balance of power shifts. Buckle up, folks. This economic joyride is about to get interesting with twists and turns that no one saw coming. While Germany grapples with its economic woes, Italy is quietly turning heads with its surprising economic performance. The country has posted unexpected economic growth, defying many predictions. In fact, Italy's growth has outpaced Germany and other major EU economies, marking a significant shift in the economic landscape. This has taken many experts by surprise, as Italy was not expected to perform this well. Italy's economy grew by 0.6% in the first quarter of 2024, a figure that has caught the attention of many. This is modest but significant, indicating a potential turnaround for the Italian economy. It indicates a positive trend. Meanwhile, Germany's economy stagnated, recording zero growth during the same period. France, another major player in the EU, only managed 0.2% growth, further highlighting Italy's relative success. This unexpected turn of events has fueled speculation among economists and financial analysts. Could Italy be on the verge of an economic miracle? Investors and analysts are keenly watching, or is this just a temporary blip in an otherwise challenging economic environment? To answer these questions, we need to dig deeper into the factors driving Italy's growth, examining the industries and policies that have contributed to this unexpected uptick. Italy's recent economic performance has sparked a wave of optimism. Some economists are even drawing parallels to the Italian Renaissance. They point to the country's strong growth figures and positive economic forecasts. Italy's stock market is also reflecting this newfound confidence. The FTSE MIB, Italy's benchmark stock index, has shown strong performance. It has outperformed its European counterparts in recent months. However, not everyone is convinced that this is a new Italian renaissance. Some analysts remain cautious. They argue that Italy's economic growth is fragile. They point to the country's massive public debt as a major vulnerability. Giorgia Meloni, Italy's Prime Minister, has been walking a tightrope, balancing the nation's economic future with a delicate touch. On one hand, she has pledged to maintain fiscal discipline, promising to keep the country's finances in check. On the other hand, her government has continued to borrow heavily to fund economic stimulus measures, aiming to boost growth and support struggling sectors. This dual approach has fueled concerns about the sustainability of Italy's growth, with many experts questioning how long this can continue. Italy's debt-to-GDP ratio is one of the highest in the world. a statistic that cannot be ignored. It currently stands at over 140%, a staggering figure that highlights the country's financial challenges. This means that Italy owes more than its entire annual economic output, a situation that places immense pressure on the government. This is a precarious position to be in, with the potential for significant economic repercussions. Meloni's government argues that the debt is manageable, citing various strategies to keep it under control. They point to low interest rates and a long debt maturity profile as key factors that provide some breathing room. However, critics warn that Italy is vulnerable to interest rate hikes, which could change the financial landscape dramatically. If interest rates rise, Italy's debt burden could quickly become unsustainable, leading to a potential financial crisis that would be difficult to manage. One of the key drivers of Italy's recent growth has been government spending. Meloni's administration has injected billions of euros into the economy. This has helped to boost demand and create jobs. The construction sector in particular has benefited from government spending. Large-scale infrastructure projects have created jobs and stimulated economic activity. However, some critics argue that this growth is artificial. They fear that it will fizzle out once the government stimulus ends. In addition to government spending, other factors have contributed to Italy's economic uptick. These include a recovery in tourism, strong export growth, and a rebound in consumer spending. While Italy's economic growth is encouraging, it is important to examine the sustainability of this growth. The country's high debt levels remain a major concern. Some experts believe that Italy's growth is built on shaky foundations. They argue that the government's reliance on debt is unsustainable. They warn that Italy could face a sovereign debt crisis if it does not get its finances in order. Others are more optimistic. They argue that Italy's debt is manageable as long as interest rates remain low. They also point to the country's strong economic fundamentals, such as its large manufacturing base and its skilled workforce. When discussing Italy's economic trajectory, it's impossible to ignore the shadow of Mario Draghi. The former Prime Minister and European Central Bank chief is credited with stabilizing Italy's economy during the Eurozone debt crisis. Draghi's policies focused on fiscal discipline and structural reforms. He implemented austerity measures to reduce Italy's budget deficit. He also introduced reforms to make the Italian economy more competitive. Meloni's government has largely continued Draghi's economic policies. However, there have been some notable shifts. Meloni has taken a more interventionist approach to the economy. She has also prioritized social spending, such as increasing pensions and introducing a child benefit. Italy's economic performance has implications that extend far beyond its borders. As one of the founding members of the European Union and its third-largest economy, Italy's success or failure has a ripple effect throughout the bloc. If Italy can maintain its current growth trajectory, it could shift the balance of power within the EU. Germany has long been the dominant force in the bloc, both economically and politically. However, Italy's resurgence could challenge Germany's leadership. A stronger Italy could give the country more clout in EU decision-making. It could also lead to a more balanced and multipolar Europe, with several countries vying for influence. While economic indicators are crucial, they don't tell the whole story. Italy's economic future is also intertwined with its social and political landscape. On the social front, Italy faces challenges like an aging population and high youth unemployment. These issues can impact productivity and economic growth in the long run. Politically, Italy is known for its volatility. Governments change frequently and coalition building can be fragile. This instability can deter investment and hinder long-term economic planning. The idea of Italy replacing Germany as Europe's economic engine is still a distant prospect. Germany, despite its recent slowdown, boasts a much larger economy and a more diversified industrial base. However, the current situation highlights the shifting dynamics within the EU. Germany is facing its own set of challenges, from demographic changes to the energy transition. It's no longer the unchallenged economic juggernaut it once was. Italy, on the other hand, is demonstrating a surprising resilience. If it can address its long-standing structural issues like bureaucracy and corruption, it has the potential to be a major economic force. So, will Italy replace Germany as Europe's economic powerhouse? The honest answer is, it's too early to tell. Italy's economic future hinges on a number of factors. These include the government's ability to manage its debt, the success of its structural reforms, and the overall health of the global economy. If Italy plays its cards right, it could emerge as a new economic leader in Europe. However, if it fails to address its challenges, it could slide back into stagnation. Only time will tell what the future holds for Italy's economy. So, what are your thoughts about the Italian miracle? Will Italy really become Europe's powerhouse? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to have you join us in the conversation. Until next time, take care.